Alright guys, we need to talk about that episode of Steven Universe. You know the one. The most infamous episode of the entire show. The one that stands out like a sore thumb even when compared to all the other divisive episodes this show has done. That one weird and surreal moment from 10 years ago when Steven Universe met Uncle Grandpa. So, for those of you who watch my channel, you know what Steven Universe is. Modern Cartoon Network classic about aliens called gems and the boy who's half a one. Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and Steven. You know the drill. It started out pretty silly, but quickly developed into a very serious story full of plot twists, in-depth character development, and more. Uncle Grandpa, on the other hand, is basically the exact opposite. I've not talked too much about this show on the channel, but it has come up enough times for me to be on record as saying that I hate this show. I don't want to dive too deep into why, as I may be saving that for another video down the road, but suffice it to say, the show's just dumb, and not really in a good way. It's about this middle-aged man named Uncle Grandpa who is everyone in the world's uncle and grandpa, and he travels around the world in an RV with his friends Mr. Gus, Bellybag, Giant Realistic Flying Tiger, and Pizza Steve, helping the children of the world with their stupid problems. And I feel like just from that description, a lot of you can already feel where I'm coming from when I say the show is dumb, but in a bad way. Of all the major Cartoon Network originals in the 2010s, Uncle Grandpa was far and away my least favorite. Meanwhile, Steven Universe is my favorite cartoon, period. The shows feel completely and utterly incompatible. And yet, in April of 2015, a brand new episode of Steven Universe premiered called Say Uncle, an April Fool's prank episode where Steven is paid a visit by Uncle Grandpa. So, let's just get into this. So for one, this is an episode of Steven Universe, not Uncle Grandpa, and it takes place right in between seasons 1 and 2 of the show. Some places online say it's an episode of season 2, some say it's an episode of season 1. I'm just gonna say it's in the middle. So this was right around the time where things in the show were really starting to get more serious. The big finale fight against the Homeworld gems and the iconic reveal of Garnet being a fusion were literally just a couple episodes away. But for now, the episode starts with Steven sitting on the beach trying desperately to summon a shield with his gem powers, and it ain't working. Luckily, as our boy cries out for help, a familiar silhouette emerges from the ocean in front of him. Rose Quartz, as cosplayed by Uncle Grandpa. Yeah, the first thing this guy does in the episode is dress up as Steven's dead mom. Remember when Amethyst did that a few episodes before this, and it was a super messed up thing that trivialized both Steven and his dad's trauma over losing Rose? Yeah, I guess it's cool when Uncle Grandpa does it. I don't know, I can still be mad at it. Fuck you. Anyway, the sudden appearance of Uncle Grandpa makes Steven just light up. Apparently, he already knows who he is and asks how this is even possible, to which Uncle Grandpa winks at the camera and delivers that classic line, "Don't worry, bro, none of this is canon." Before the words April Fools flash on the screen, and Uncle Grandpa shoots down a nearby ship, leading to Steven's friends Lars and Sadie drowning at sea for a random shipping joke. All this commotion gets the attention of Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, who immediately, and rightfully, assume that this strange old man hanging out alone with their kid is dangerous. So they attack, and Uncle Grandpa does exactly what an older man should do when he's been accused of being a threat to the safety of someone's child. He abducts said child and takes him to a second location. Okay, I'm getting carried away with the dramatics. They escape to Uncle Grandpa's world to get away from the gems. That's all that happens. Here we get to see Steven meet Giant Realistic Flying Tiger, Pizza Steve, and Mr. Gus, who shows off his wicked gem Sona. And this is classic crossover stuff, just getting to see the two characters interact with each other's worlds and like see the differences and all that junk. It's whatever. Meanwhile, the gems get stuck in this giant empty white void. Pearl freaks the hell out. Pizza Steve shows up dressed as Steven. Amethyst eats him. Yes! That's my goat right there! And having finally had enough, Garnet completely breaks the fourth wall. She stomps her foot, shattering the void, landing everyone back at the beach where they started. The gems finally catch up to Steven and Uncle Grandpa. They beat the dude within an inch of his life, and bada bing, bada boom, Steven finally manages to summon his shield thanks to his love for and desire to protect Uncle Grandpa. The gems learned their lesson. Uncle Grandpa leaves. Pizza Steve is confirmed dead. And so yeah, this episode's pure nonsense. I think that's obvious. Pretty much everything Uncle Grandpa touches turns to gibberish. The plot of the episode is basically non-existent, and even when something interesting does go down, we've already been told it's not canon, so I don't know, might as well not have happened. As far as Steven Universe goes, this is basically filler, and if you know anything about Steven Universe, you'll know that filler is just kind of part of the deal with this show. For every amazing plot-driven arc, there's just as many episodes where everyone just kind of hangs out. I like it. except for when Ronaldo shows up. Damn near every episode focused on that dude is a immediate skip for me. But generally, I do have fun with the filler episodes of Steven Universe. A lot of people don't, but I do. But really, this is way more of an Uncle Grandpa episode than a normal Steven Universe filler episode. The usual episode of Uncle Grandpa involves the dude just sort of popping into some kid's life, trying to help them out with their problems, and then the rest of the episode is just kind of just random surreal nonsense. That's pretty much all we get here. And despite how crystal clear I've made my hatred for Uncle Grandpa, is it crazy that I actually like this episode? Yeah, I mean, Say Uncle's kind of a great time. The two shows actually bring out a lot of good in each other. One of my biggest problems with Uncle Grandpa is how the show's unbridled stupidity doesn't really have much to bounce up against. Like, there's no real straight man presence. Yeah, straight man like the comedy sense, not in the, who you love sense. Mr. Gus is close, being one of the more grounded and grumpy characters in the show, but, he's still part of the gang, right? The dude's like a sentient, anthropomorphic alligator dinosaur thing. He still takes part in all the crazy, even if he's more apathetic. And plus, he's just one character. The whole world of Uncle Grandpa runs on dumb logic, so the balance is way off. And it ain't funny. Crazy stuff like this usually needs some kind of opposite force to contrast. Like in how, say, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Billy is a raging idiot whose energy is balanced by Mandy being this stoic, deadpan character, while Grim kind of flip-flops between both of those energies. This lets the comedy ricochet between these three really easily. This kind of balance of personalities just isn't there in Uncle Grandpa. Just about every character is on random equals funny mode, and none of it clicks for me. So, when you put Uncle Grandpa and all of his crazy up against Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, who are having none of it, suddenly we've got that balance. I actually think this is one of the funnier episodes of Steven Universe, generally speaking. Not really for anything that Uncle Grandpa does, but for how the gems react to it all. Pearl especially becomes completely unhinged, delivering some of the best lines in the entire episode. Plus, the animators clearly had a lot of fun letting the gems be a little bit more, for lack of a better word, cartoony. Look at Pearl. Look at Pearl. Weirdly enough, once they jump over into Uncle Grandpa's world, the episode actually gets less weird. The animation isn't as extra, they don't really leave Uncle Grandpa's RV, it just kind of loses momentum. I will say though, Uncle Grandpa does get in at least one line that I think is legit funny. It helps Steven summon his shield. Uncle Grandpa points this giant rocket launcher at him. Steven says it doesn't seem safe, and Uncle Grandpa, completely deadpan, just goes, "Don't worry kid, I'm wearing a helmet." Damn. An actually good joke from Uncle Grandpa. It's a miracle. The worst part of the episode, as is the worst part of all Uncle Grandpa episodes, is of course Pizza Steve. This greasy little triangle might be my least favorite thing in all of cartoons. I'm just saying it. And legit, I'm not really sure why. Every time he opens his stupid mouth, I just want to eradicate his entire bloodline. His whole bit is that his name is Pizza Steve. Like, he's a slice of pizza wearing sunglasses, and that's about as far as his personality goes. At least in the episodes I've seen. I just can't stand the little jerk. So of course, the episode gets extra points for killing him off. Never did I want this episode to be canon more than when I saw that in memoriam screen. Speaking of canon though, one of the more interesting things about Say Uncle is how it accidentally spoiled the biggest plot twist in all of Steven Universe by complete coincidence. Spoiler warning for Steven Universe moving forward. Yeah, you know the drill. In the show, Steven's mom, Rose Quartz, gave up her form so that Steven could be born. Oh, that rhymed. Huh. So he has his mom's Rose Quartz gem. Except it's not a Rose Quartz gem because Rose, the entire time, was actually one of the leaders of the gem race, Pink Diamond, in disguise. Meaning that Steven's gem isn't Rose Quartz at all. It's a diamond. So when Steven tells Uncle Grandpa about his problem and Uncle Grandpa examines Steven's gem, he says, "You should make sure you get this thing polished twice a year." Which fans were quick to point out, you don't polish rose quartz, you polish diamonds. Legit, right after saying the episode isn't canon, Uncle f***ing Grandpa accidentally spoiled the entirety of Steven Universe before the show had barely even started its second season. Now, obviously this wasn't done on purpose, but still, it's yet another moment that makes this one of the strangest episodes of Steven Universe by far to look back at. But it's also by far one of the best episodes of Uncle Grandpa that I have seen. And I know that might sound obvious. I hate Uncle Grandpa. I love Steven Universe. When Uncle Grandpa has Steven Universe in it, I'm gonna like it better. But I'm serious. To prep for this video, I went back and started binging through some Uncle Grandpa, and this was by far the best and most substantial episode I've seen from the show so far. I already covered how much better the humor works with the gems playing the straight man. Ironic. It's stupid. It's stupid. But mixing it with Steven Universe also led to the show having more action, more creative visuals, a more satisfying plot, even if it's not canon. You know, stuff happens more. And also a fun meta element that just made it feel far more worthwhile than any other Uncle Grandpa stuff I've seen. And while I have seen far from all of the Uncle Grandpa episodes they made, I feel pretty confident in saying that this probably won't be topped for me. And, you know, I'm now realizing that in order to back that up, I'm probably gonna have to watch the rest of the show, aren't I? All 5 seasons, Jesus Christ. How the hell did this show get just as many seasons as Steven Universe? Come on! Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty good episode of Uncle Grandpa. As an episode of Steven Universe, though, yeah, Say Uncle is probably one of the most divisive and, I guess, unnecessary episodes they ever made, which is saying something considering how many controversial stories and filler episodes there are in this series. But honestly, when it comes to Steven Universe filler, I actually like Say Uncle. It really takes the show out of its comfort zone and lets it embrace being crazy and silly more than it usually would. Mental Breakdown Pearl alone makes this episode worth watching. Seeing Steven Universe go off the rails like this was admittedly pretty damn fun, and compared to a lot of other Steven Universe filler episodes, I would much sooner rewatch this one. I mean it, man. I love Steven Universe to death, but I would much rather watch the Uncle Grandpa episode than any of the damn Ronaldo ones. Let that sink in, man. Like, do you know how annoying you have to be as a character for me to want to watch Uncle fucking Grandpa instead? Come on! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and of course, now I have to give a special thank you to all of my Living in Denial channel members. Not So Simple Grim, Loki, not that one, Princess Ella Bunny, Memeboy049, Rhea Myers, Sam Berger, Jake Artist13, Yes Yes Carly, JBG0801, Broken Pie, Revamped Skunk, Chiller Beans, Grace Strickland, L1 Brew 5, Hey It's Rosa, No Nah Ha, Star Squared, Strange Fan 101, Glue Gunner, Megan Joe Modestly, AR Hester, Dirk, Flip Flop, Mario Underground, Wolf Glar, Bucket Studios, Michael Milton, Z-Boot, DeWild Megalo, Cyril Plays 656, Mimikyu 199, Ciela Star, Zekron, and Galaxy. Thank you, and, fine. Good morning.